Look at this polar bear. He has no fucking clue what's going on. There's Red Bull in this mug. And you know what? They are valid, and they're wrong. Fight me. I call this category... No! No! Is life quantifiable?
Would you say you are a math expert?
No.
What the fuck? Hey, Todd? What the fuck? What I categorized as histories was anything that had big historical dates in them, explanatory histories, or pretty much anything that was boring. History's so boring! I don't give two shits about a king who lost a war 700 years ago. Shoo! Get out of here! Haha. War. Every breath, every beat of a heart. Do they count as tallies etched tirelessly into the stone of our existence until one day that stone is returned to dust? And if given the chance to know the arcane secrets of that algorithm, would you use that power for good? I wouldn't waste paper like that. Because of the Geneva Conventions. Y'all remember those things? Those little rules that keep you from committing war crimes? And when you start asking if something is art, then you really end up asking, why should we even be defining what is and isn't art? And the only thing worse than the discourse about our game's art is the discourse about the discourse of our game's art. Look, art is experiential, and that's a beautiful thing that should be allowed to flourish without having some pseudo-scientific proof of greatness thrust upon it. Riveting! And if you needed me to tell you that, I'm glad I told you that. Ugh, history's so boring. I'm done with this. Who really has the time to read all those books? I do. Apparently. Fun fact about academic books that I learned in college is that no one has ever enjoyed writing or reading an academic paper. If you have bugs in your house and you make the conscious decision to want those bugs in your house, they aren't pests, they're pets. Everyone knows that poetry and theater are meant to be seen and not read. I'm not a scientist. I got a question for you. How are we feeling tonight? Oh, that's wonderful, that's wonderful. Now that that's out of your system, I do need absolute silence. This is a lecture, okay? There will be no audience participation. The goal is education, not entertainment. Pat, start the hype up music. I need a drink. Okay. Originally, I thought about classifying these quadrupedal animals as different sorts of dog. Chunky dog, milky dog, horny dog. But farm animal encompasses them a little bit better. I am still keeping those names, though. Reggie, take fucking notes in order to feel the joy that comes from nurturing a living thing in our rapidly decaying ecosystem. Your value is not defined by the size or shape of your body. It's about what you do with the body you're given.
It may seem challenging, but science shouldn't be easy. It should be correct.
I assumed my position, and I waited for the interesting behaviors to start. Not only was this terribly boring, you are a fool! They called me a fool! But do I look like a fool to you? Recommendations of books, here in my Skyrim book report! Skyrim book reports! Skyrim book report! My Skyrim book report! And it might surprise you to hear this, but I have not been in a pure mathematics class in about 5 years. But just when all hope seemed lost, I had an epiphany.
I am going to throw myself into the sea.
The most difficult challenge a young man can face. feeding himself. To teach your kids with Skyrim! Teach the kids with Skyrim. He soothed my anxieties with his heavenly voice. Because God has cursed me for my hubris, and my work is never finished.